All right, everybody, we're back with another episode, and we actually have a very special guest. But before that, Kevin Ortiz, Boise Realtor.
Patrick Vega, Synergy One Lending.
And I have a very special guest today. This is a college friend turned entrepreneur, the owner of M2 Design Pro. Welcome, Matt Mirrel, to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
We always like to do a little cheers before. Cheers to that.
It's apple juice.
So we've been kind of planning this for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I first want to get into a little bit of how we know each other.
For sure.
And then I'd like to talk about how you transitioned from being a grad at Boise State University to now being an entrepreneur. So let's start there.
Yeah. Shoot. Come from Boise State. I'm originally from LA, the lovely.
Oh,
and
transplant.
You're a California transplant.
He's a transplant.
I am.
How old were you when you moved here?
Ooh, I was I think 17, 18 when I
Okay.
moved out here.
Yeah,
Still young.
Oh yeah, still young. It's been a nice time though. I could never ever leave Boise at this point. I love it out here. This is home. This is where my heart lies.
Yep.
And I understand that you live in Southwest Boise, right?
Southeast. I'm right over by kind of like Amity area, Barber Park. Great area.
Oh, cool.
Just bought last September with my wife, and it's been amazing. It's nice to be a homeowner, you know?
That is, man. And one thing that everybody talks about nowadays is traffic. So how long did it take you to get here?
Oh, it took me an hour and 15 minutes today from Southeast Boise.
But we're in far Nampa too, though.
Yeah.
Like we are very much in South Nampa, like far South Nampa.
It's funny because he texted me. He's like, "Man, I'm doing a California LA city drive just for the pod today."
And Barber Park.
It's not often.
Barber Park shit is clearly the opposite corner. Like if you're looking at a map, Barber Park's way over here, and South Nampa's way over here.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, we made it work. We're here.
Yeah,
thankfully.
Yeah, man. So after college, tell us, your entrepreneurship journey. So tell us all about it.
Yeah, so I graduated Boise State. I had a job at Bogus Basin Mountain Resort, one right up the hill. Lovely resort. If you haven't been there, definitely get going. Worked there for about 7 years. I had a job there a couple weeks into coming to Boise State, actually.
Oh, okay.
And just great bunch of folks over there, but that is not something that I ultimately wanted to, end my college career and working in. So I searched around for a job for a little bit. I ended up working at Sparklight for a couple months. I lasted a day at Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Nice.
One day. Actually, you know what? That's giving myself too much credit. It was maybe 3 hours.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I went in, walked out. I couldn't do it. It felt like those Dementors just over you. But did that, and then I ended up working for a local marketing organization out here.
Okay.
Who went under. The company went bankrupt, and I was laid off, and that was kind of the start of the kick for me. And I had a conversation with, now my wife, girlfriend at the time, and it was, hey, I think it's time to start something, and use my background, my experience, and somewhat of the trade realm. And my grandfather was a carpenter, my uncle's an electrician, father-in-law is a builder, and
Scary time though, man.
it is. So it was something that I kind of had to just figure out, and jump into the deep end and learn how to swim real quick.
Yep.
And I'm happy I did. I mean, it's been a great time.
And how long have you been doing your
Contracting. I've been doing
work?
it for about, I think, 5 or 6 years now.
Okay. So you've got a decent amount of experience at this point.
Yeah, I've got a good book of really great clients, actually. Like I love my clients that I do work with on the daily.
Before I get you into like what you actually do and how you kind of started the business, I want to know why you chose Boise State. Like you grew up in Cali. What part of Cali did you grow up in?
LA.
Okay,
Thousand Oaks to be specific.
For real LA. I'm from Carson. That's where.
All right.
But I'm not from Carson. I'm from Idaho. I lived in Carson when I was 5. But so you're from LA. You chose to come to school all the way in Boise State. Like what was calling you to Idaho to go to Boise State?
It's actually funny. It was a last minute decision to come through. My dad, myself, my buddy for the last 20 years, and his dad. We did college trips 3 years, freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year, and every year it was a new area, new vicinity, and we were traveling. I think we were going through Nevada. I think it was Reno, and we just decided on a shot. You know what? Boise's not too far. Let's just take a little detour and head to Washington that way instead. So we came out, and I think it was like mid-July, which was just terrible because it was the best weather ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was the moment where it was like, you know what? I love it here. I'm applying. I applied the first night we got into Boise.
Dang.
And I got in a couple weeks after because it was rolling enrollment. And I had my college decision made for me before I even started my senior year.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy you say that you fell in love right away. That seems to be kind of like most people's train of thought, especially if you're from out of state. You get here and you just fall in love with the city.
Especially coming from LA, man. Come on. Lifestyle is just so much different.
Right. Everything's fast. The pace is just, it's way too intense.
Did you start to get PTSD when you were driving out here, though?
Oh man, you have no idea. You have no idea. I was looking for all the cops, all the CHP, and then I realized quickly we don't have CHP out here. But Boise is a great place to live in just because it's great weather. If you can deal with some cold, it's really not that cold.
Yep.
But also the people out here. That's what makes it so enjoyable.
Right.
Everybody's
Agreed.
kind, caring, considerate.
Yep.
You're asked about your day at the grocery store, which growing up that was not a common thing.
Yep.
That was actually the first kind of shock to me. And realizing why I love Boise was I went to Home Depot to pick up some 3M strips from my dorm room my second week here, and the lady at checkout just wanted to have a conversation about how my day's going, how my week is going, and that was something that was, for lack of better words, foreign to me.
Yep.
Because that's not something that we had back in California.
Yep.
So I'm happy to call it home for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. I don't know if I'll go anywhere else, but I've been here forever. I've been here for more than 30 years. I don't know that I could go anywhere else.
I agree, and plus, you've placed a stake in a beautiful home, so you're good here for a little bit.
Yeah.
So back to kind of like the question we were asking initially. Now that you've been in it for 4 years, what has driven you to continue to keep going? Got to pay the bills, obviously.
Got to pay the bills.
But do you ever envision yourself continuing to add more teammates, more people?
Yeah. I've had teams before of 4 or 5 guys. I have one guy that worked with me for about 5 years since the start of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
One of my best buddies, and he was great. If I didn't have him, it would have been hard to get my feet off the ground for sure in this realm. Honestly, though, the main reason that I started it wasn't even because of the money. Obviously, you need money to survive,
right. You do.
I was really tired of seeing and hearing about all of these horror stories of people out here, man. Of just, I just bought a house, and unfortunately, it's there's a massive flood. All the appliances just went out. There's drywall falling out. You name it. There's a plethora. But I got tired of hearing it, so I did some research, and I found that it was contracting, handyman work, and helping people with homes is really something that's needed out here. We've got. Per year, the number is something like 160,000 tradesmen are leaving the industry per year. And we only have 110,000 coming in. And of that 110, maybe 60,000 actually stick around. So we're at a net
negative year after year?
We are. So we need tradesmen. We need the trades. And there's no way for infrastructure to survive. There's no way for your home to be surviving. There's no way for homes to be built out here to allow for more people to move out ever if we don't have enough contractors in town. So there was a need, and I also just wanted to give back a little bit. So occasionally, every here and there, I'll give out some free work to clients that need it. Clients that have been with me for some time that appreciate that relationship. And I think it's important to give back to your community. It is. It's the only way that the world keeps going around.
For sure.
And we are in Boise. It's all about being kind out here.
Yeah, 100%. I think you mentioned 2 key words: building relationships, giving back to the community. I think that can drive a successful business.
Absolutely.
And just based off our conversations off air, it seems like that's what you've been applying to this entire time, and that's why I've seen your trajectory just continue to go up year in, year out.
Yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate it. It's being kind, considerate, caring, being a human being, being a person is something important that I think we need to be reminded of occasionally.
Yep.
Maybe more oftentimes than not.
Right.
Just because we're all people. We all make
100%.
mistakes. We're all human. We're all in this together.
Yep.
So.
Before I ask you the future of your business, go back one step and tell me how. So you graduated college. You went through a couple of jobs that you didn't like. So one, you were in need of a job. Second, you found that there was a need in this line of work as well. So your need plus the need of the people, you decided, okay, this is what I want to do. What was that first step you finally took to say, like, I'm just going to do this on my own? I'm tired of working for somebody else. This hasn't been going well. Like, we talk about the entrepreneurial spirit all the time. Like, what's driving us to do what we do and not just go get another 9 to 5? And so I want to hear from you, like, why you chose that and how did that first come about? Like, what were those first steps that you had to take?
For sure. I got a very gracious offer from my landlord at the time, who needed a little bit of assistance with some jobs, some handyman jobs. So she gave me an opportunity to go in and perform work for her, and she loved it. We hit it off. It was, the start of a really good relationship, and she has given me that opportunity and ability to continue my experience, my learning. So really, first job that I did was a paint job,
Nice.
which I do not enjoy painting at this day and age. I will be honest. Painting is not one of those things that I love doing, but
Subcontractors.
subcontractor.
Yeah, there you go.
But she gave me an opportunity. I performed very, highly for that time, and that just gave me a little bit of a future trajectory for the next couple of years. And we still have a relationship. 5 years in the making, and we are still working together, and now I'm able to actually save them a lot more, and as a property management company, and get the jobs done quickly for them. But really, it was the biggest start was just doing it. You just got to do it. You have to have the confidence to rip open that first wall, to replace that first toilet. And you also have to do your research. You got to do your diligence. You have to look into licensing requirements, insurance requirements. So
Good, man.
I had another contractor buddy who was extremely helpful in that realm, and I still work with him today. And he actually helped me with the process of getting my licensing, getting certifications, and getting insured too.
And is
That's not
Idaho a
easy.
friendly state in that regard? I know California's got a lot of red tape for those certain things. Is Idaho friendly in that regard?
Idaho is very friendly towards contractors. Yes, absolutely. There are rules, of course, just like there are with any industry, that I definitely recommend everybody looks into prior to beginning a company, starting a company, or getting insured for that matter. But generally, you can get yourself a contracting license out here, or a handyman license out here, and begin performing work as long as you're insured.
Nice.
There's no testing. There is a test for specific trades such as electrical, plumbing, things of that nature.
Real estate.
Real estate. But for a general contractor's license, really, you need to just do the background work and the research, and then you're golden. Yeah, no, it's something I love doing, and there's good days, there's bad days, there's days where you get electrocuted maybe, or you get some nasty poopy water on you, but it is what it is. That's just a part of it, man.
A couple good shocks every once in a while, lapping you up.
So, like, you were mentioning what you don't like doing often, but what is a contracting job that you're just like, dang, this is I'm so excited. Obviously, you're excited to do everything, but what's like one specific niche?
The highest margin,
I
probably.
absolutely love bathroom renos.
Yeah.
I love bathroom remodels. I love being able to do tile work.
Okay.
Shower walls. That's one of my new niches that I've actually finessed at this point. It's just enjoyable across the board.
Nice,
you're working with fans, toilets, tile on the floor, grout, all
but
that.
You're typically ripping everything out and putting stuff new, so you get a little bit of the gross work, but not much of it.
No, not much. And the main reason I love it is just because of the client's reaction at the end.
It's a big wow. For sure.
And I don't want to shoot myself in the leg here, but it looks gorgeous. You're
100%.
happy. And when the client's happy, you're happy.
And that reaction,
there's no problems.
That's what you do it for.
It really is. But I would say bathroom renos for sure. Maybe kitchen renos. Kitchen renos are pretty fun. Yeah, I don't love the painting though.
Yep.
I'll be straight with that.
Well, if anyone's watching, now you know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right?
And at this point, is it still just you? I know you said you got a buddy that you've been working with for some time, and you had a couple of guys off and on. But at this point now, is it just you? You're your number one employee?
Right now, I'm owner and operator. I'm able to handle it perfectly well. The only time it becomes a problem is when you're, having to carry a 600-pound vanity upstairs.
Yep.
And then you need an extra set of hands.
I can see that.
But I would say 95% of my workload is, one-man show. When it comes to property management, yeah, it's beneficial to have a crew, and that's usually when I start employing part-timers. I like to give kids going into school at BSU or leaving BSU at least an opportunity to kind of see what it is being involved in this realm. Because no, it's not the electrical trade. I'm not a plumber by any means, but you do get real world field experience, and I think it's important. If you just go to school and you just get your construction management degree and you have no background in it, it's not beneficial for you.
Is that what your
or
degree is in, construction management?
My degree is actually in entrepreneurship, marketing, and business admin.
So I was going to ask you about marketing next. You're a solo guy as far as doing the work. How do you go out and market this? How do you go out and get new contracts? How do you build your book of business at this point? Because we've talked about it from our standpoint, from the real estate and the mortgage side, but I would imagine it's the same kind of thing. You need word of mouth. You need somehow to get your name out there and advertise. Like, how have you gone about marketing and growing your business?
Yeah, it's a good one. So I do very minimal marketing.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, the majority of my business has been word of mouth.
Right.
Referrals, reviews. I do a lot of reviews on Google, a couple on Yelp here and there. But the majority of my workload comes from word of mouth, which is great. I did just recently employ the usage of yard signs, which is a game changer. Game changer. I think I've still got 3 of my 12 up around town right now from this last week.
Good.
But I do some yard signs, and then I've got decals on the truck and the trailer as well. But the biggest thing has been probably my Google page and my website to back that up. Google is a great tool. It's a great friend if you use it right.
Do you do paid ads on Google?
I do not. I am lucky enough to have a brilliant wife who can market very well.
Nice.
She knows how to do it, thankfully. That is, after all, her main job. She's a marketer. So she's been able to finesse the SEO in a way that I could not fathom. I cannot figure it out for the life of me. But SEO optimization is important. I think paid ads are good for 100%. Sure. I'm not to the point that I need paid advertising quite yet. But I mean, so far I'm booked up for about, I would say, the next month and a half to 2 months.
And do you do social media stuff? Like, are you doing bathroom renovations before and after and putting that online and showing your work?
I've been doing before and afters.
Yeah, man.
I've been getting a little grief on that.
All you gotta do is record the footage and let your wife edit it, man.
Yeah, I haven't been good about it. I haven't. I've got before and afters.
How long does it take to do this and then do this again?
Totally. And I've got before and afters. It's just a matter of putting all of that into play.
Yeah.
And utilizing it, which unfortunately I haven't done yet because I've been so busy.
I think it's an untapped avenue, man.
It is. And
it's
it is something
marketing
that might be worth offloading to somebody else.
Says the guy who hates to do it.
Hey, do as I say, not as I do.
You know what though? But Patrick, against his own will, he still does though. So I give him props for that.
Yeah, you think I want to be here talking to you?
Marketing is a great tool. It really is. It's necessary. It is needed at some point, and I do know that I will be needing it down the road.
Right.
The main reason that I haven't necessarily employed that avenue yet is just I'm not ready for the workload to increase tenfold to a point where I'm needing to go out and hire people that I don't know, that haven't been trained up, and just put trust in it. I'm very I have a lot of pride in my work.
Yeah,
and
quality
I
control.
really
It's hard.
care.
It's hard to control that quality when you're outsourcing it to, even if it's your number one workers directly underneath you. You're still expecting that person to deliver the same way you would.
Totally, and you can never expect for somebody that works with you to have the same care and value in your business as you do.
Shout out Caroline and Mariah though, because they're my number one loan partners and they're fantastic. So
without them, I wouldn't operate. Yeah. no, that's great.
Yeah, I mean it's important for sure.
Well, do you carry your phone on you when you're at the work sites?
I do.
Well, next time, just pat your pocket and just pull it out. Real
Take a
quick
quick photo. Yeah.
Do you give like a $100 discount when you're doing the yard signs? Like, how do you convince the client to be like, let me put this yard sign in your front yard?
Not yet. Usually, it's one of those things that's just kind of in the contract and nobody really bats an eye.
Okay.
At. I haven't had anybody get upset about one yet, except for the city.
Yeah.
ACHD does not like yard signs on ACHD property.
I could see
and
that.
The city of Boise does not like yard signs on park properties or anything like that.
Yep.
So I've just asked close, friends, family out here, and business connections as well. Hey, are you okay if I put this up for a couple days and then I'll move it out of the way, get it out and get it more else.
That's
and
courteous.
Across the board, everyone's been pretty open to it, and it's nice.
Before I get you off the topic of marketing, who's your number one client then? Like now, or you talked about property managements, you're talking about doing some sort of residential remodels. Mm-hmm. What are you looking for as a number one client? How can we help you or anyone watching? Like, what's your typical client? What are you looking for?
It ranges. It does. I have clients that are amazing to work with and difficult to work with, and it's just a part of the game.
Part of the game.
I think the easiest client to work with, the best, most favorable client to work with, is the one that asks questions up front, knows what they want. So whether it's, let's just take a bath reno, for example. You know what finishes you want. You're not going between white, brushed nickel, black, gold, something like that. You know what you want. You know the tile. You have clear expectations and guidelines. That is the best client, for me at least, to partner up with, because then it's straightforward. Here's the start date, here's the end date. I'm big on communication, so there's always communication going on all day long.
That's great.
In every business.
Property management is very different than renos, obviously, because they're dealing with quantity.
Properties.
They have a lot of properties that they're having to manage all at one time. So it's more so, hey, here's your work order. This is what we need done. Get it done. And that's that. If there's any additional items to be discussed during that point, or more damage is found, or so on and so forth, then it's a conversation.
You get less creative juices when you're doing that too, because all you're doing is repairing problems. You're fixing a sink or a leaky toilet or whatever you're fixing, but you're just fixing problems. You're not giving somebody a brand new space. And so your creative juices don't get going when you're just doing.
That's why the bath renos are so much fun though, because
you
get to think it out.
For you.
Totally. I love property management. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
somebody needs to do the work, and I do sincerely believe that a contractor / handyman, whatever you want to call it, it's a good person to have on your docket, on your radar, just so that you're always able to call them if something's needed. I do emergency calls on occasion, stuff like that, and
I want to hear some of the horror stories.
Talk about horror stories. The whole time I was talking, I was thinking about. I want to hear at least.
I want to hear when you opened up a wall.
I mean, what do you want to hear? No, not yet. I'm waiting. I am waiting to open up a wall to find some sort of fake skeletal type of thing from the Halloween. Well, I hope it's fake. If it's not, you'll probably see me on the news. But no, it's oh God, horror stories. I don't even know where you want me to start.
Just give me one that you can think of right now.
Easiest one. Oh God, I had this toilet. I got a call on I believe it was a Thursday night at 8 p.m. Dang. Hey, my toilet's clogged. Okay, let your property manager know. They'll reach out to me. Property manager reaches out to me. It's the only toilet. Therefore, it is an emergency. It does have to be taken care of by law. So it's either I go out or a plumber goes out for a fee 50 times the amount.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went out, took a look at it, unclogged it, get a call back the next day on Friday morning saying, hey, the issue is still here. Okay, there's a bigger problem.
Dang.
Next thing that generally I do, I don't like to use an auger. You don't want to, keep on plunging because you could create a bigger issue at that point. So I pull the toilet.
Free game right there.
And what I find is not what I'm expecting to find. There's a buildup of, let's just call it sludge. Let's call it sludge.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Throughout not just the base of the toilet, but built up.
Oh,
because the toilet was at some point augered and a hole was bored through it. So it's just a constant buildup. So had to deal with that, and the better part was massive root ball cluster in the sewage main, because that is unfortunately a 1900s home. So being of that age, you're going to have roots potential in your system, and that ended up going from a quickie little hour-long job to a multiple day long job. The resident was great about it. Property management was great about it. The plumber that came out was amazing, and it all worked out.
Do you subcontract it then at the end of the day? Like if it's a job you're like, this is maybe past my scope, let's go ahead and get a plumber in here.
Absolutely. If it's out of my scope, 100%, I'm always willing to take a look to save the client money.
Yep.
Take a look, assess the situation.
And in this situation, the client is the property manager.
Yes.
It's whoever's
Correct.
managing this apartment complex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this was, it's obviously a last minute thing. So I just called my number one plumber that I use and told him what was going on. He got out there in 15, 20 minutes, and he was able to grind out the system, the sewage from that property out to the main, and got rid of the root ball cluster, cleaned up the toilet, got a new one in there, of course, because it was needed.
Nice.
But it's definitely something that I sub out when it's necessary. If it comes down to, usually the reasoning is licensing. There are rules, there's code, there's compliance that you got to follow.
Definitely.
So by following that, I can keep my license and I can keep doing this.
Yes.
So when it comes to, breaks or sewage cracks or root balls, that is something that I like a licensed plumber for.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's honestly it.
And I know off air we've talked about how you've worked with realtors in the area, and obviously within the scope of a real estate transaction, you do have to have an inspection, and oftentimes too, when an RE10 shows up, there's a list of things that need to be fixed.
I love RE10s.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that and working within our industry.
Yeah, so
you do real home inspections. Someone will call you.
No, I don't.
You're doing the fixings.
Yeah, so
he fixes the RE10.
So I am not an inspector.
Yeah.
I'm not a licensed inspector. I'm a licensed contractor.
Yeah.
Remodel contractor. So I am not legally allowed to market that I do inspections.
Yep.
With that being said, I do something a little different with my business model. So I offer inspections for clients.
Yeah.
Before they purchase their home, so that we can do a more in-depth kind of look, right? So when they get the RE10, that's usually my opportunity to go in, work on that work, and take a peek at everything else that they might have concerns on, or the inspector didn't really take a look at, because there are things that inspectors miss. It happens. There's a lot to go over. So I am a big fan of that, because I'm able to look at plumbing issues, look at electrical issues, look at insulation, crawl space damage, you name it. And then I can give them a little bit better of an idea on, next steps. RE10s are crucial. They're crucial. And agents are the only way that RE10s get done.
For sure.
I speak on significant experience from that. I actually just had one recently last week, and it ended up turning into a cluster. Because you had the buying agent and the selling agent both wanting different items done, and it was it's a very convoluted process. And my recommendation is, if the potential new owner wants something done, wait until you have the keys, wait until you close. If you want to use that same contractor, handyman, plumber, so be it. Hire them go for it, but let's not convolute the process of just this RE10. Let's focus on the matter at hand. But RE10s are the only way that an RE10 gets done is if you have a really good realtor. And your realtor If you're the buying agent,
have to advocate for the client.
you advocate for your client.
100%.
You do.
And they do on both sides. I mean, the listing agent's going to advocate
Absolutely.
for their client, and they're going to try to save them the most amount of money.
Absolutely.
And the buyer's agent's going to advocate for their client to try to get as many things done as possible. So, I mean, that's why you need representations on both sides of the the transaction.
And I take it from a point of honesty of, hey, look, is, item number 1, is that absolutely positively needed, or is that more is that more of a cosmetic item? Is that more something that you are wanting versus needing?
Right.
And wants and needs it's a big conversation.
For sure.
It's wants are great. Needs are important.
It's a big conversation of what we have in our everyday transactions, wants versus needs, for sure.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I want a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Do I need one? No, absolutely not. I don't.
Yeah, no, 100%. Point taken. And speaking of that, since you've done a lot of work and you own a home, I guess give the viewers who are maybe looking to purchase a home for the first time some maybe 3 tips kind of to look for, especially if they don't have a background in the general contractor. Maybe give out a few
of the most common things that you find, I guess.
Some common things that the normal person wouldn't see during an open house, during the first time they see it, something.
I think something that a lot of people tend to miss is crawl spaces, attics, and
the places they never go to.
Well, because they're usually dark, dungeonous.
Yep.
Nobody wants to be in there. It's really hot, or really cold.
That's true.
That's true. But crawls, attics, and number 3 is who was the builder. Yeah. I'm a strong advocate for doing your research.
Yep.
Do your research. Find out who built it, when it was built, what materials were being utilized at that time, because that'll give you a lot of information on what is very important to keep an eye out for. So
there you go.
In my case, my home was built in 91, I believe, 92. Big subdivision, couple hundred homes in there. And that year, the 90s period, was a great year for framing, for structural advantages. It was an amazing year, amazing period. So I really only had concerns in 2 of those 3 items, being crawl space and attic. What are we looking like? Because we're in 2026 now, so that's over 35 years almost. So you're going to start seeing settling. You're going to start seeing appliances go out if they're original, or your HVAC, furnace, roof. The roof is a big one. Roofing. It can run you anywhere from $15K to $30K.
I paid $13 on my last house.
Exactly.
But I bought an 87. It was 87.
There you go.
I bought it in 17, so it was already 30 years old. It had wooden shingles on it still. So I knew buying it, that's gonna have to get replaced. You know what I mean? But I also bought it for $149,000. Like, I bought what I was. You know what I mean? But now that same house is worth $375. So
totally.
I mean, I made some money off that house, but I was also willing to see the future a little bit. Like, I'm willing to pay a little bit less because this is in my budget, knowing that this will probably have to be done in the next few years.
Absolutely. And it's really homeownership. The biggest thing about homeownership is you're never, ever going to be done working.
Yep.
No matter what. I had this mentality when we first bought the home for the first month, even up until a couple months ago. That was, I got my list of 50 plus items that I want to hammer out. Once that list is done, I got nothing else to worry about. And let me tell you, I went in depth on this list. I replaced all the fixtures, all the appliances, new furnace, new HVAC, new everything.
Nice.
And I even went so far as to replace the plumbing in the house, all of the plumbing.
That's awesome.
I'm still not done with my list.
Yeah.
And more things just keep tacked on.
Never-ending list.
So homeownership is really
same vibes right now.
It is. Homeownership is really just a matter of being able to manage your resources adequately and effectively.
The resources part.
It is. You got to pay attention. Your home is, granted, it it's not breathing. It's a living thing.
Yep.
It is.
It's constantly moving. Yep.
It moves. It shifts. You've got the earth moving and shifting. You've got weather that is extremely
crazy around here for sure. The extreme cold, the extreme wind, the extreme heat.
We get hailstorms, we get windstorms, you name it. So it's, as long as you maintain your property, your home, and you take the simple steps of winterizing your hose bibs, spigots, you name it.
And
figuring out your
if you're a
sprinklers,
homeowner that doesn't know how to do some of those things, one, learn how to do some of those things. But two, just have a professional in your back pocket who can come and like do some of these things at an affordable rate and just keep your house in good shape.
Call M2 Design Pro. We'll come out.
M2 Design Pro.
We'll help you out. We'll give you an idea of what needs to be done and go from there.
Yep.
Just once you buy your home, don't leave it be, because it's never going to be done. It's like a car. You have maintenance every 30,000 miles. Every couple months, you got maintenance to do.
Yep,
exactly.
Even on a brand new home, like you walked in and you asked me if I had any issues with the home. I'm guessing you're asking because of the reputation of this certain builder.
And we're not talking about that.
We won't talk about that. But at the end of the day, I've been extremely happy with my home. But when I had my inspection done, I had a list of 70 things on my inspection. There were still 70 items that my inspector called out that said, I don't necessarily agree with how this was done, or this should have been done a little bit different.
Shout
this
out
is
to
a
that
brand
inspector.
new home.
That inspector.
And so I had 70 items on my list. We got them to fix maybe 40 of them. The other 30, they were probably like, that's how they are. That's not against code, so we're leaving it. And the inspector was like, well, I would have done it different, but it's not against code, so we're going to leave it.
Code is a big one. If it's not against code, then it passes.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of crazy, because there's certain things that are just on the precipice.
Yeah.
And they still pass.
Yeah. I haven't noticed anything. When I first moved in, I had an issue with the electrical in this room, actually. For some reason, all of a sudden, I lost power to the room. Just this room. And then I figured out it was actually the upstairs room as well. So these two rooms lost power. Luckily, they did a great job with their warranty. And all I did was call. They said, I'll get you an electrician out there. They came out, looked in the box, and there was like a loose wire in the box. They fixed it, no problem.
That's another thing I should point out. When you're offered a home warranty from your realtor,
Yeah.
from your agent, take it.
Yep.
Take it and run with it. Home warranties are the most beneficial thing as a new homeowner on earth. If you've been in this realm for decades and you own 50 plus properties or even 5 plus properties, whatever it may be, having a home warranty as a new homeowner is the most beneficial thing ever, because when in doubt, you call up your warranty.
Yep. Can you work within warranties?
It depends.
You can't bill out to warranty centers?
If it's preferred that I work on the house and it's, we have a relationship prior, there's a little bit of leeway there.
Yeah.
Insurance is...
That's true.
Insurance is a tricky one sometimes. They got their own people. It's... Getting involved in insurance isn't... it's not something that I've dismissed completely, but it's also not something that I really have a knack or drive to join in on. Working with clients and having that personal relationship is much more important to me than that relationship with an insurance company.
Yep. No, that makes sense. And it's funny, Patrick mentioned that I haven't had any issues, thankfully, where I live, but are you seeing commonalities from generally in builders in general, or is it just specific?
You walk into a certain building, you're like, yep, I know this is going to be a problem.
Is that like a general sentiment, or what's your experience been like with that?
Because what I tell my clients is that it doesn't matter builder to builder, because the same contractors that are working for this builder are working for this builder.
Exactly.
These builders don't hire their own individual contractors for the most part.
And that's the nail right there.
Joe Schmo that did that job, just because it was that builder, he's probably doing the same one for that other builder.
No, you hit the nail on the head there.
There you go.
I gotta be careful. There are a handful.
Getting controversial.
There are a handful of builders out here that their homes take up 50% of my clients. And that's when you really break that down.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's far too much. And we're talking about newer builds, 2015 on.
Right.
That's 10 to 15 years.
Yep.
There shouldn't really be major issues, or even small issues for that matter, aside from maybe an outlet burning out or my light bulb is out, whatever it may be. But there are a handful of builders out here where when I go into their homes, right off the bat who they are and what they practice. To your point, Patrick, I shouldn't say all, the vast majority of builders out here, the ones that I'm talking about, use the same subcontractors, which
that
fine,
makes sense.
So be it.
That makes sense.
Like I said at the beginning, we got slim pickings out here to an extent. We really do. I can't go and handle 80 toilets on a weekend, or let's take fencing. I can't run 800 yards of fencing for a subdivision in a weekend. I'm not able to do that.
No.
A crew, something like Idaho fencing, right? They've got crews. Right. They're able to handle workload like that.
That's true, though.
They make great fences, by the way.
Yep.
They're not somebody I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But there are downsides to buying new out here, and there are upsides too. The upside is it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And does it operate really well? Not necessarily always.
Yep. Not always.
But I stand by buying an older home, something in the 80s realm to, let's say 2010s realm,
Yep.
and putting in a little bit of work. It's enjoyable. You learn to really appreciate your home when you're working on it, when you're fixing things. Now, with that being said, I'm all about do it yourself. If you don't know what you're doing, hire somebody.
100%.
Call for help. Don't be the guy that installs a toilet
And then
6 months later, you're paying $18K, $20K because your crawl space is
You should
flooded.
see my backsplash at my old house. I thought I could do tile work. I was like, yeah, tile work's pretty easy. I got this.
Tile work is not easy.
I grouted my outlet covers into the ground, and I looked at it after the fact. I was like, well, how the hell am I supposed to take that outlet cover off now? And I'm like, well, I guess it's never fucking coming off.
It's not.
That thing's there for life now.
It's not.
Yeah, I grouted my outlet covers into my kitchen.
People
tile.
should attempt to do certain things for
That's
sure.
cool,
Do
though.
it yourself. It's important. I mean, when it comes to like paint,
Of course, yeah.
anybody can paint.
Yep.
It's a great thing.
Yeah,
outlet
my
plates,
11-year-old can paint.
Yeah, handles on your door, whatever it may be. But by putting in that little bit of work, you learn to really appreciate your home and value it when you are home. Like we've done a bunch of work to our backyard in the last couple of months, and I was just sitting out there this weekend looking around, and it's like, wow,
Yeah.
I love being here. This is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't need to go out. I'm out. I'm out at my own house.
I feel like Patrick can attest to that because you bought an 85, you said? Your first
87,
home?
yeah, and I put a lot of work into it.
His
Yeah.
backyard is also super cool. Tell us a little bit about what
Yeah,
you
we
did back
put it.
there.
I mean, we just put in a lot of work when we were back there. I mean, just overall, we built like a new patio, a new deck, a new, just the whole works. We built the kids a badass treehouse, an outdoor kitchen area.
Yeah.
So we just put in a lot of work, but it wasn't just that, man. It was just watching the house evolve. We bought a house that needed some freaking work. If I look back on the pictures of the house when we bought it, I was like, yeah, house was a $149,000 house for sure. And now I look at what we've been able to build, I'm like, man, I'm so proud of it.
Yeah,
Even the
100%.
last jobs we did, I didn't do a lot of the last jobs. We did the windows. We replaced all the windows ourselves, but then I hired out contractors to do the floors. I hired out a contractor to come in and they like sprayed my tub because I had yellow porcelain everywhere.
Oh, man.
So I had somebody come in and spray the tub. We replaced the toilets. We replaced the sinks to get rid of all that yellow porcelain because I hated that porcelain from the 80s. We had a full interior paint job done. I also hired painters for that. But I would say overall, when I was living there, we probably put in 20 to 30 grand, and then in this last remodel I did, I probably put in about 20 grand. So I bought the house for 149. I put in about 50 grand total. So I'm into it about 200 grand, but the house is now worth 375. Like, I couldn't be happier.
100%.
It's a good investment, right?
Yeah, and now, I mean, I've got a $1,200 mortgage on the place, and now I'm going to use it as a rental for forever because, I mean, it already rents market rent for like $1,850.
Right.
So,
That's crazy. It's
a
I
good
mean,
little
it'll
spot.
forever be an investment, not an investment, a retirement asset for
Yeah.
me to just hold and use it as a rental, and maybe one day my kids will want to live in it. Who knows?
Properties are great assets.
Yeah,
as
they
long
are.
as you maintain them.
Yep.
That's the big one.
Yep.
We've got a lot. I've dealt with a lot of people that have multiple properties and don't take care of them.
Yep.
And
I could see that.
you kind of reap what you sow in the
Yep.
end. If you don't take care of your place, you're spending way more money on the back end.
And that is where M2 Design Pro comes in.
Yeah, before we wrap up, I want to hear a good shout out for M2 Design. Any realtors that are out there, any homeowners that are out there, you guys need some work done, call my boy here.
Thank you.
100%. But
I'm
yeah.
around.
Now keep it up, though.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And thank you guys for having me. A great time.
Great
You
time.
have anything
man.
else on your list that we need to go over today?
No, I think he covered everything as far as what people should look for, the red flags, most common repair issues. Maybe we didn't talk about that. We can talk about that.
I mean,
I think we covered that pretty
it
well.
varies,
See,
so that's
easy,
not
right?
really-
That was easy.
Yeah.
Sit here, have a beer with the boys.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on.
That was it.
It's not bad.
All right,
Yeah, we
man.
kept it very
I like it.
topic-based. But yeah.
I didn't curse. That's a
I
fucking
cursed
shock.
a couple times.
I know, but that's a fucking shock for me, dude. Like,
At the very end.
All right, so that wraps up episode 5 or 6
Whatever, yeah.
of our podcast in 2026. Super glad to have you. Thank you for coming
thank
out.
you, dude.
Good to meet you, bro.
Appreciate you guys.
And hit up M2 Design Pro for all of your contracting needs.
But hit him up though for real. Peace out.